Bitcoin and Ethereum, what's his next pump? Let's find out in the charts here, shall we? Ooh, did I ever get wrecked on my shorts? But hey, I'm going to be talking about reversing the trade and talking about how much I lost. And hey, you know what? It's okay. I'll be all right because you know what? Bitcoin's going up. So I'm happy. I didn't risk the farm. I didn't bet the farm. Hopefully nobody else did that. Bet the farm. You don't bet the farm on any particular trade. You could always be wrong on the trade, and I was wrong on this trade. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? And so let's just assess the damage, undo the, just go move on to the next trade, and that's about it. That's all you can do whenever you make a trade, and sometimes it's gonna work out, and sometimes, well, most of the time, right, you want it to work out. So, and some of the times you're going to lose, right? So you have to just let it go and move on to the next trade and don't worry about it. Okay, so today we're going to show you what to do to reverse this trade, right? You just let it go. First, it's really hard to let go of a trade that actually you really were analyzing, you studied, you figured it was the best trade to make, and then it turns out it wasn't, right? And so those kind of trades are really difficult to shake off and just move on to the next trade, right? You end up feeling that, oh, you don't know what you're doing. This is part of trading. You have to accept it as part of trading. And if you are a trader, you have to accept that. And so remember, this is how it is in the trading world. Sometimes, and this is not for everybody. And if you feel that, oh man, I hate this sucks, that's okay. That's okay. Because trading is not meant for everybody. In fact, it takes 90% of the money from the people who do trade. So yeah, it's about, the market is about taking the most amount of money from the most amount of people most of the time. This is what it's designed to do. This is what it does. So you have to make sure that you enter the market with a professionalism, with lack of emotions, because it's designed to use your emotions against you in order for you to trade again, to make the wrong trades. So don't do that. All right. So if you're interested in trading, make sure you trade at bybit.davincij15.com and look out for some of my 1 minutes with DaVinci J15. If you're not following me on Instagram, I'm going to start posting some of my 1 minutes videos because people are loving them on Instagram, and I figure, you know what, I will share them here on YouTube as well. Okay, let's get on to charts. Alrighty, we're looking for a reversal trade here. What generally happens, right, in order to find the best reversal trade is what generally happens on any breakout. The market tends to come, oops, let me just get rid of the magnet here. Hang on, oops, magnet. The market on the 13 EMA tends to come, the market comes to the 13 EMA and then goes higher, right? So with the 4 hour, that means we have to probably consolidate here for a while, whereas the 13 EMA catches up to it. And then that's where you'll see the pump. We will see probably, because that generally happens, there's a quick pump higher and then dump back down into the general area where it's going to be consolidating for a while. So the best way to deal with this is to buy the lows, or slowly cost average in, right, on some of the lows here. So for example, if we go down to this lower time frame, you'll see that the hourly is already doing that. It might actually cause it to bounce higher a little bit here right now, and we could see something like come back up to here and then back down. So be prepared for something like that, or it could continue going higher. That's always a possibility. The market has spoken and show it could take off from here. You don't want to really buy into a market that's basically at the POC. I mean, right now at the point of control for this particular area. So we maybe to get the point of control to show up there. No, probably not, because it's still too early. Right, so it probably wants to trade a little bit more. But yeah, there you see the point of control is starting to show up here on the VPVR, but it's not quite finished yet. So, but you can generally see that this is the basic area of where the price action will want it to consolidate. This is not the best location to buy. You want to be able to buy below it, right? It's already too late. We've already missed a little bit of action here down here. But if you are reversing your trade and you have like your stop loss, let's say at 20,400 and some odd dollars, really you don't want to you can pretty much take the stop loss off and just exit the trade here. If you want to exit at a better position, you can. But yeah, you want to exit the position because we have clearly spoken. If you want to take a look at the daily, right, you can see the bands went tighter and then boom, boom, we're ready to explode. Also, you can see, right, this triangle here, clearly that we're breaking out of the triangle. We've broken up the key area here. This is the 19,940. That was a key break, and we closed above that. That's a indicator. Yes, this high is the actual absolute indicator of this high, which is here. Let's put it on the chart here. This is the absolute indicator that, hey, we've reversed the trend, but we're close enough to say, yes, we did reverse the trend. That's the $20,452 mark. But that's okay. We don't have to it doesn't have to be exact, hit the exact mark, but it's close enough for it to say, hey, you know what, that's it. We are now moving higher, and that is that. So let's accept it. Now, let's take a look at some of the things we could have done differently that should have indicated to us that we could have exited the trade a little bit sooner. There wasn't a good indicator here because we're still inside the trend here. As you can see, let me just zoom in a little bit and just go to the I'll go zoom in on the hourly. You see, we were like consolidating. So you didn't quite have a good indication that, hey, this was going to break. Now, we didn't quite break above this key high here, right? This last high, giving us a new higher high to maybe even give us a little bit of an indication that, hey, you know what, this was probably something real. But yeah. But the real indicator was actually not Bitcoin. Bitcoin didn't give you anything. What gave you the real indication that things were going to get a little bit dicey and head straight to the top was Ethereum. Ethereum clearly gave us the break when it was right here. It broke this first key level, which is the $1,341 level. This indicated that it was going to break above this level here. So that was an easy thing. We should have accepted it because that even though I was not happy with this W was good enough to say, hey, you know what? Time to take that long all the way up. Alrighty. So with that said, we have to accept that we missed it. But next time we won't, because Bitcoin and Ethereum are both highly correlated. So that was an indication that, hey, well, you know what, this is going, if this says it's taking off, if Ethereum says it's taking off, that means Bitcoin is taking off. We should have accepted that information Ethereum was giving and went with the reversal of the trade immediately at this point as it was chopping into this area. Lesson learned, right? And that's what you have to do whenever you make a mistake, or I don't consider it a mistake, honestly. I really consider it just, part of trading, right? Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. All right, so let's accept it and see and learn from whatever we've done. So that's where I really think I should have reversed the trade. I was a little concerned about this, right? I was like, this is actually a good break. And I didn't take it as much seriously as I should have, because any way you slice it, it was a good break actually. So if we did some trend lines, you can see it was a decent break of of the price action. You can see, right, with this trend line here, it was clearly a decent break. Any way you sliced it, it was a decent break. That should have been clearly something I should have paid attention to once it did that. You can see that with Ethereum, we had like a base, almost like a wedge pattern, right? A descending wedge pattern that was clearly deciding to go higher. Once it broke above here and broke above the key levels here, it was easy. It should have been an easier view, but hey, you know what? You miss these things, and because you know what, you get directional bias. Whenever you trade, you get the directional bias, and I felt it. I felt the directional bias the second I saw this, and I felt it, and I was like, maybe I should reassess my short trade, but I didn't want to. I had the complete directional bias, and yeah, that's another part of trading, because you are a human being. You end up making choices based on your emotional state, and part of my emotional state is that I'm fixated on a specific direction, and to be right, of course, is another problem. Okay, so with that said, let's move on and learn from those mistakes and try not to repeat them. Let's focus on the next trade. And just like Bitcoin, well, it already did that on the 4-hour here. See how it consolidated and then broke above as the 4-hour came up to the time frame, to the price, it broke higher. Can it do that again? Generally, it doesn't do that twice, but it can. Generally, it does not do that twice. So I'm a little bit hesitant now that Ethereum has done something like breaking higher. But let's see here. If we go to the short-term time frame, I wouldn't say that this would do the same thing either. Yeah, a little bit concerning about my getting into a long here, but I will accept it that, hey, you know what, we have to accept what the market has done, and I'm going to look for a long, some way to get into a long here. Most likely going down to the shorter time frame and looking for a W. You see there's a little bit of a W here, action here. Not the greatest, but it's good enough. It looks like more of a cup and handle, and it wants to break higher from here. There isn't much of a target for this W, and we could end up, having to, if we hold it beyond the target here, you see it's a little bit higher, which is expected, right? Just like in Bitcoin, like I said in Bitcoin, we should see some sort of pump up here and then back down into this area, and then continue the higher move. So that's what's I'm expected. So if you want to take this W, or also you could call it a cup and handle, that is okay as well, and it's already confirmed it. So yeah, it's ready to go. So you could jump in on a trade right there. You would have to do the risk to reward rate. Make sure you do your risk to reward ratio as 2-to-1, and yeah, and if you're interested in trading that, right, you could do so at bybit.davincij15.com. Remember, bybit.davincij15.com. Sign up right now. Okay, well, I'm not going to do a news rant today. Thank you all for watching. I look forward to watching my 1 minutes with DaVinci J15. They're really popular. A lot of people here in Dubai are talking about it. My 1 minute with DaVinci J15 I was like, wow, you really like those, right? Wow. I just started doing them on Instagram for content, because I figured, you know what, enough with the flashiness and stuff like that. Hey, let's do something to provide some information for people in a short and concise way. And yeah, that seems to be doing extremely well. So I might as well bring it to YouTube as well. Well, there you go. Dollar cost averaging, right? If you were dollar cost averaging your Bitcoin
buying into Bitcoin and you weren't waiting, if you sold all your Bitcoins, which a lot of people have asked me, should I sell all my Bitcoins? I say no. But you say it's going down. Yeah, so I could be wrong. Don't do that. So, right? You dollar cost average into it. If it goes down, you buy more. You're going to buy more, right? So that's it. So I don't think that we've seen the lows yet. Maybe we have, but it's hard to say that because it's wicks and tails love to be eaten, and there's a lot of tails down there that Bitcoin has left, and same with Ethereum. So it would be interesting, but we are in a bullish run, so we won't talk about that for a while yet. So let's celebrate the bull breakout and trade the bull breakout one way or another. All right, well, thank you all for watching. Thanks for being here. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Make sure you hit a like, subscribe, the button and all, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.